In this video, I'm looking at the Shanling UP4 version 2022, the Bluetooth headphone amplifier. Let's get it. What's cracking, audio fans? It's David here from Prime Audio Reviews. I love the way, before I get started, I love the way Shanling now provides the plastic case standard in the box. You don't have to pay for it separately. And I prefer the plastic one over the leather one because it's just that little clip makes all the difference for me. So that's nice. But let's look at what we're doing today, and that's the UP4 2022. Here it is besides the original model. And you'll notice right away that the scroll wheel on the new model is golden compared to the black one on the original. That's the only difference. Externally, they are the same apart from the scroll wheel, but internally, on the inside, the new model has dual ES9219C DAC chips, whereas the older model here, the original, had, what was it? ES9218P DAC chips in it. Both got dual DAC chips. So it's had a DAC upgrade. It's had a golden wheel upgrade. That's basically all there is to it. I could leave it right there, but I won't do that. So let's talk about the UP4 2022. I love this thing. Look at the design. It's beautiful. It's got 2.5D glass panels on the front and the back. In terms of battery life, you're looking at around 10 or 11 hours, but that's going to depend on how loud you play your music, whether you're in low or high gain mode, and whether you are in single or double DAC mode. You can actually use this in double DAC mode and high gain to get the maximum output power, but you can only do that with single-ended. With the balance, using the balance headphone jack, you can do high gain of course, but you can't do the double DAC boost. As you would expect from any modern Bluetooth device, it does come with all the high-res codecs, including LDAC, LHDC, aptX HD, aptX LL, etc., and of course AAC for you iPhone users, and SBC. And those dual Saber DACs support up to 24-bit 92 kHz. Now, in terms of output power from the single-ended 3.5mm jack, we're looking at 71 milliwatts in high gain, or up to 100 milliwatts at 32 ohms when in dual DAC mode. Switching to the balanced 2.5mm output takes things up a notch, and will go up to 165 milliwatts at 32 ohms in high gain. All of the playback controls are done via the scroll wheel. Obviously, your volume is just a matter of going up and down. A single click will either play or pause the music, a double click to go to the next track, and a triple click will go to the previous track. It does have a built-in microphone, so you can actually use this for calls. And that's the mode button there. That's to switch between the gain modes and the dual and single DAC mode. There's a tiny little LED on the front somewhere around here that you can't see right now, but it is unobtrusive and not distracting. Time to talk about the sound now, and the UP4 2022 stays loyal to the Shanling house sound and to the original UP4, but the effects of the upgraded internals can be clearly heard in this latest iteration. The UP4 2022 has slightly more output power, but the real improvements are in the technical performance, specifically in transparency and resolution. In fact, this new model's performance is within reaching distance of the Shanling UP5, which is the flagship, which I don't have with me here at the moment. It's at the office, but yeah, it gets very close in audio performance to the more expensive UP5. And compared with the original model here, the 2022 version, it has more neutral lows or more neutral bass than the original, and as a result, Bass notes have better definition, but they still retain their fullness and body. Now this is especially nice for IEMs with elevated bass, like the Meze Audio Advar for example. The UP4 2022 lets you enjoy the warmth and texture in the bass without any looseness or bloat. And to my ears, the 2022 version just sounds a tad more cleaner, a little bit more neutral than the original one. Now, if you pair up the UP4 with a good planar IEM like the Tangzu ZT&Wu, for example, you can enjoy the speed and precision of that planar magnetic driver and still get the bass extension and authority that it has on offer. Of course, you can also do headphones with this as long as they're not super demanding, but something like the Hi-Fi Man Sundara, not a problem. Something even like my 250 ohm Beyerdynamic DT990 Pros, not a problem. It's a walk in the park, even using the single-ended output. So unless you've got something super demanding, you should be able to drive it from here. Although the harder your headphones or earphones are to drive, the more impact that will have on the battery life. But still, I get these. This will get me through a day, no worries at all. The mid-range sounds exceptionally clean and spacious. This is due to the increased neutrality and resolution. It sounds effortless for a portable device at this price. Whether in USB DAC or Bluetooth mode, the 2022 version here, the added transparency really shines in the mid-range. So assuming you're plugging a quality earphone or headphone into it, the layering of vocals, it's got a good sense of rhythm. It's nice and clean. There's no noticeable jitter whatsoever. And you would be really surprised at the quality of modern day Bluetooth audio, especially when you're using LDAC or aptX HD, etc. So finally, I'd say the width of the soundstage is wider than the original UP4. That's again due to the newer model's increased linearity. The left and right separation is excellent, and the imaging gives you a strong sense of instrument and vocal positions. Again, that will depend somewhat on the transducers or the IEMs that you're using with it, but in a technical sense, it performs really, really well. So I think it actually performs better sonically than the original model there. Obviously, it performs a bit better than the UP2. Considering this costs actually less than a dongle like the X-Duo Link 2 Bow here. This is an awesome device. Look, if I'm in my office, if I'm using a laptop, I love dongles like this. These are saviors for me on a daily basis when I'm at work. Can't live without them. But if I'm on the go or if I'm using my phone as a source, I would much prefer to use a Bluetooth amplifier like this, something like this, or the FIO BTR5, BTR7, etc. It's so much more convenient. I just don't like having these big dangly bits hanging off my phone. It's a real inconvenience to me. Still love them, but definitely that's an advantage for these types of devices. You might have noticed this as well. This is the new Echo Audio IB something or rather. I'll pop it up on the screen here. I'm not going to talk too much about this because I need to do more testing with it, but it's a nice device. Yeah, very promising. You can see it's a bit bigger, but we'll talk more about that in an upcoming video. So I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. That's the Shanling UP4 2022 version. I absolutely love it. In fact, I really noticed the size difference coming back down from the UP5, and that plus the convenience of this clip here, I actually might start using this again as my daily driver, because I don't use a lot of IEMs these days with that 4.4mm termination, and if I do, I can always use an adapter to use the 2.5 instead. Let's leave it at that for now. Leave a comment down below. What's your preferred way to get audio on the go? And yeah, if you like the video, give it the old thumbs up, Parfam audiophile style. If you are new to the channel and you want to see more stuff like this in the future, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And until next time, I'll see you later.